Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good day today. Uh, it's the Lord's Day, and so whether it's raining or sunshine, snowing or blowing, it's not going to make a difference on how we treat it and how we respond to God. So let's just overlook the weather and just make the best of it that we can, and let's do something for God today. And so we need to consider these things. Another thing we need to consider is our journey. And yes, we're all on a journey. We're on a journey through life, but we have to realize it's important to have a spiritual journey also. And so there's times that we plan a trip to get away. It might even be just a simple little day trip. Go out and see something you don't normally see. Go out and travel an area you don't normally travel, and just to get away for a few hours. And then there's other times we decide to take a vacation, or we have to go someplace to take care of family matters. And sometimes the journey is looked upon with anticipation, and sometimes we dread taking the long trek to our destination. And so, as with any trip, yeah, there are preparations that need to be made. It could be buying the tickets, preparing our car for the trip. Fuel, oil, tires all need to be full and checked. I mean, snacks and drinks need to be available to limit non travel time, as well as a review of the map to make sure you get to your destination quickly, efficiently, and possibly, if you have opportunity, to take a scenic route and see things that you don't normally see. See, some people make many trips and they usually have a go bag with everything they need already prepared for sudden departures. If you ever watch NCIS, they all have a go bag. And so that means, okay, you're standing there and all of a sudden, oh, you're going to this place or that place. And you don't have to run home and get all your stuff together, it's already there. Some people know what that's like, others may not relate to that. All right. One thing about taking a journey is I remember many times getting ready for such a journey. And yes, the preparations are made, the car is packed, and you're getting ready to take off on a big, long, exciting journey. And the excitement, the anticipation, guess what? You don't sleep that night. And you can't get to sleep. You can't fall asleep. And guess what? You lose sleep that night and you start your journey tired. I mean, a lot of us probably feel that way. But every journey is exhausting in so many different ways. It could be the 10 to 12 hours of driving time that you're doing. That's exhausting, even though you're able to see things. I mean, the hustle and bustle of getting to your places on time to meet your itinerary. And yeah, that can be exhausting. And a lot of times, after we've been on vacation, we're really looking forward to getting back to work into the routine so we can relax for a while. And so, anyway, it is that way. But yet, it's also enjoyable because we can break away from our normal routine and do something different for a change. See, all of us who have made trips, we understand that the preparation that goes into each journey, and then, of course, the relief of getting home. As we say there's no place like home. Now, spiritually speaking, we are already on a journey. And a lot of people do not realize this. Those of us, and most of you who are listening to this, you know what we're on, what journey we're on. We're on the journey through life. And this journey has taken us to the end of our life. And so, just like a road trip, this journey needs to be one that we prepare for. We need to be prepared. And sad thing is, for most people, we just do this on the fly as we go. I mean, in other words, jump on the plane and we'll buy our toothpaste and hairbrushes and things like that when we get there. I mean, that's you could say that's poor planning, but it as we go through this life, it's usually we learn it on the fly, and but yet we still have a destination to reach. And for the truly spiritually minded person, yes, that destination is heaven. And that's what we're looking for. That's our destination. Sadly, for many people, their journey ends at death, or at least so they think. You know, in the scriptures, Hebrews 9:27 says, "It is appointed for man once to die, and after this the judgment." Death doesn't end it all. Death is just the beginning. You remember the Mummy series? Death is just the beginning. And that's true. It's the beginning of eternity for each and every one of us. And so we need to make sure where we end up is where we really want to be. Now, on a lot of journeys, some people make the journey alone. I mean, some people have gotten to learn to get by with just doing things by themselves, and they go alone. But we also have learned that having companionship is much more enjoyable. I mean, if you're driving on a long trip, it is good to have another driver to share that duty. I mean, maybe by spending time with family, sometimes, and honestly, we might ignore them during our normal routine. It can be a relationship builder. And of course, sharing new things with companions can be exciting. Seeing new places. I mean, occasionally you meet new people and form new relationships. That can be fun. And this is true especially if our goal is the same. When we find people who want to go to heaven like we want to go to heaven, I mean, that is really an exciting time. In our spiritual journey, heaven is our goal, and when we find others on that same path, we learn to appreciate them so much more. And these are the exact people we need to be spending time with. I mean, so the people of the world do not care about heaven. I mean, that is quite obvious. Anybody who believes in God knows that is quite obvious. And the people of the world do not care about heaven, and to be honest, they do not care if you get to heaven or not. Think about that. A lot of people, a lot of Christians have friends who are worldly, and they like spending time with their friends, but their friends don't care if they go to heaven or not. That's the wrong kind of people to have as friends. So when we have people supporting us and encouraging us to make the effort to get to heaven, it really becomes easier. It's not a trudge through life we have to go through. It's not a daily grind we have to deal with. When we have others helping us and encouraging us to get to heaven, our journey becomes a lot easier in this life. So the best thing we can do to encourage souls trying to get to heaven, that's what we need to do. And in doing so, we find that we are also encouraged to reach heaven as well. And while this journey may be filled with excitement and drama, and sometimes there's sadness as we go through this journey, and there's hardships that we may have to deal with, still we realize the destination still needs to be reached. And so it is best if we can have someone go with us. And of course, we cannot forget God is always with us. And you actually have to believe that He is helping us on our way. And He is guiding us, of course, through His Word. He gives us everything we need concerning salvation so that we can enjoy heaven. And so that's what we need to do. And so consider these thoughts. I mean, it's a short lesson today, but still, we're all on that journey. And we need to encourage others to get on that journey with us. And our journey becomes much more enjoyable when we have others with us to encourage us and to help us. And of course, if you're hanging around a lot of people who don't care about your soul, it's going to be a trudge. It's going to be difficult. But when you get around people who want to go to heaven and who love the Lord, I mean, your journey is a whole lot better. And some of you can attest to that, and some of you maybe are dreaming of that. But it's a reality that we can really, and I'll tell you from experience, that's the way it's going to be. So consider these thoughts. Like I say, we're all on this journey through life, and sometimes we make trips and everything. So make that correlation and see what kind of preparations you make for the trip, and then consider, am I making preparations for my ultimate journey? I mean, so consider those thoughts, and that's going to be a lesson for today. Lord willing, be back again tomorrow with another lesson. Bye-bye for now.